Questions? All right, so just a couple more slides and we're done with this chapter, and then we're going to start briefly in the next chapter. Okay? So, cash to accrual basis is covered in this chapter. So, this is a very, if you have to go from cash to accrual, on a cash basis, what are you concerned about? Only what actually is paid and what actually is received, right? What cash is changing hands. Transactions don't get recorded unless you pay something and receive something. On an accrual basis, where you're worried about what you've earned and what you've incurred. So if you're changing from cash to accrual, you have to figure out where transactions that have happened where you've earned revenue but you haven't received cash. Or when you owe something but you haven't paid it yet. So what happens is many companies, particularly smaller companies, run on a cash basis month to month. And then when they need to report to people at the end of the period, they make accruals. And then they reverse them. And then they go back to cash basis for the next month. And then they accrue things at the end of the following month. That's the reality of how a lot of businesses work. Okay? They're only worried, think about that logically, right? You have people working in the payables department who are paying bills and they record it when they pay it. They put stuff into the payable system and they immediately pay it the day that they're going to pay stuff, right? And you're not posting it up, they're just paying stuff. You have people who are not, if there's no sophisticated billing system, they're not billing necessarily, they have customers who pay them and that's it. And at the end of the period, they figure out who do we have, give services to. Maybe they make up their invoices on Excel. Maybe they have invoices that they give out, but they don't go through the accounting system. So they have to go through the bills and say, well, who do we bill that didn't pay us yet? That puts us on, and let's record those as receivables. Okay? So that's the reality of how a lot of businesses actually run. Okay? Particularly smaller businesses. They only go on the accrual basis when they need to do their month-end reporting, or their period-end reporting, or they have someone to report to. Okay? And we talked about subsidiary ledgers. These are these sub-ledgers where you have, just think of them as like someone sitting at a computer somewhere, entering things in detail. Okay?